Today's recipe is a chocolate coconut granola. It makes a good breakfast, as it's not too sweet, but also a lovely afternoon tea or dessert with some yogurt and some berries. So to take us through, Sarah, if you would start with the coconut oil and the cacao powder, 1/4 cup of each.
Absolutely, but while I'm doing that, Sheena, I'm going to get you to pop your apron on.
I've got to have my apron on.
Okay, so you'll need to warm the coconut oil so it's liquid. We've pre-measured absolutely everything. A little whisk is a really great addition, so that as you blend the two, you get a really nice, smooth paste. So we'll just quickly mix that together.
This time of year, coconut oil goes solid.
Yes.
So what's your best hint?
I think just put it in a container in a little bit of boiling water. So stand your container, just boil the kettle and then stand the container in that to get it to go liquid again.
Lovely.
So there we go, we've got a really beautiful glossy
Coconut oil and cacao.
base. Yes.
And it's important to use cacao powder because it's full of antioxidants and so full of so many health benefits.
Lovely.
Now to that we're going to add cacao nibs, tablespoon
Okay.
of cacao nibs.
There we go. Lovely. Give that a little mix.
And then some nuts and seeds. Now I always think it's a good idea to have more seeds than nuts because they're higher in protein and lower in calories. And the nuts that we're using today, macadamias, almonds, cashews, Brazil nuts, but you can use nuts of your choice.
Lovely.
Get out of your way.
There we go. I'm just going to pop these into here.
And you cut them really quickly.
It's always good, Sheen, to do more than one at a time.
I do one at a time. Which is why Sarah is doing this for us.
And we've left them nice and coarse. We want a really lovely, crunchy, chunky granola. And in go the seeds. I'm just going to not use that anymore, and we'll start using a spoon. There we go.
Delicious.
So that is looking very lovely. It smells yummy.
You have to do it fairly quickly at this time of year, I suppose, so the coconut oil doesn't.
Exactly right. So then the last couple of
and
ingredients,
then we've
Sheena, are...
got coconut flakes, 1.5 cups of coconut flakes.
There we go. And we're using flakes again for texture as opposed to desiccated coconut and shredded coconut. And the other addition...
Xylitol, teaspoon of xylitol.
Yeah, really important to measure it because very often we overestimate what a teaspoon looks like. And it's also with the xylitol really important that you use the birch-based xylitol and not the corn-based one. And what I'm going to do now is just add
Coconut flakes.
the coconut
mix it together.
flakes.
And once this is mixed, all you do is put it on some baking paper and pop it in the oven for 20-25 minutes.
Slight challenge in a small bowl. We're going to use that, but I think that might have been a little on the large
Too
side.
large.
So just give it a nice mix so that all the nuts, the coconut, all the seeds are coated in the oil and cacao. And as Sheena said already, because it's winter and it's a bit cooler, the coconut oil is starting to thicken. Okay, how's that looking, Sheena?
It's fabulous.
Happy with that?
Fabulous.
All right.
So pour it in onto the baking paper. Pop that. So you put it into the oven for 10 minutes and then you mix it up, put it back in for 10 minutes. The recipe will be on this post and in the clinic. So that goes
like
into
that,
the
Sheena?
oven.
You happy with that?
Perfect.
Yep, lovely.
And when you take it out after 10 minutes, the chocolate will be all sort of melted and you just mix it all together and then pop it back in. So here's one that we prepared earlier. Now, if when it comes out of the oven you fold it around and basically pop it into the fridge, then the chocolate will solidify and it'll go into lovely chunks throughout the nuts and the seeds and the coconut. But don't do what I did when I actually prepared this, is when I folded it, I turned it over onto the chopping board and all the chocolate all everywhere. So there you are.
Lovely. Okay.
Present this.
So this is what a baked one looks like, and it's crunchy and delicious. And I've just got gloves on, and you can leave some of it chunky. You don't have to break it up completely. And then serving wise, Sheena, what do you recommend for a serving size?
About 1/3 cup, and then a dollop of yogurt and some berries on top would be perfect.
Okay, and there we go. Looks delicious, smells delicious.
It is delicious, and how quick and easy is that? So look out for our next recipe. We'll be posting another one of these in a few weeks, and be a similarly quick, simple, healthy recipe from us.
Yay!